So you're welcome to turn your camera off if you do not want to be in view. So Mike, the first question's for you. Can you tell us a bit about fitness for dyspraxics?
Yeah, hi guys, how you doing? So basically, I run a virtual workout for people with dyspraxia. I am a qualified level two group fitness instructor. However, I do these voluntary, so it's at my own time for people with dyspraxia. We have quite a few people in the group at the moment, and we exercise twice weekly, once on a Thursday evening and again on a Sunday morning. We have a really good laugh. We do have lots of banter with each other, and we understand each other and understand the ways that a dyspraxic workout will work differently to a neurotypical workout. It's not like your standard, okay, you've got to do this, you've got to do that. It's not necessarily that case. However, there are different ways of doing the exercises as we can explain. But I started this way back in 2020 in the lockdown as a way of getting people, into fitness, practicing what I preach as I went through my qualifications, and basically seeing how exercises can work as a dyspraxic, and the different ways around that as well.
Thank you. Um, so how do you support new people to your fitness classes? How do you support people to get involved?
So to get involved, first of all, if anyone is interested, afterwards they can get in contact with Jess, Dyspraxic me. But the way that I support is that I do a Zoom call initially to do an individual one-to-one just to see on if people have been to gyms before or been to fitness. It's all online. At the moment, we've just literally gone from Zoom into Discord, but we do have a Zoom call to start off with, and that's basically just cool for me to get to know you and you to get to know me. What you can do, how the exercises are run, and also, what times they are. If you have any health issues, I'm not a health professional, so I would always ask, ask any health professional before doing any exercises, just make sure that you're okay to do it. But if you're fighting fit, then you can actually just come along. As I say, we have, a really friendly group who get on well with each other. And once you come along, then we have our Discord and we get, we have chats, we have casual calls. And I'm always here to support. So if there's anything that you need to know, then, bearing in mind, I'm a family man and I do work as well. So I work in retail. So I'm always approachable and I've always got time for the right people as well. So if there's anyone who, needs to ask anything, then they can do. We do have a very supportive, a fitness group as well, and everyone respects each other. I don't tolerate any bullying. I don't tolerate any, abuse or anything like that. And we do have like group rules that are set in place to make sure that that doesn't happen. Um, but I do support people, and the good thing about the workouts as well is that you don't always have to come along every single week. It's good to come along as much as you can because you get to know the exercises, you get to know the other people in the group a bit more. But if you have to be away for like if you go away on holiday or whatever, it's not a problem. You can just catch straight back up. It's not a problem. There's no like, okay, well, you've missed this, so you've got to catch up somewhere. There's nothing like that at all. And all the exercises, as I say, from that initial call that I have with the individual, I'll go into a bit more detail about how they run, and the way that fitness is done from a dyspraxic point of view.
Charis, how did you get into fencing and can you tell us about your training?
Yeah, so I started fencing at the University of Birmingham in I think it was 2021 when I was studying for my master's degree in history of warfare. Originally, I fenced foil. I fenced foil for a year. I do not like foil. I find it very tedious. So then I moved into fencing saber, and I've been fencing it since. Entrance to fencing is normally by learning foil because you need to understand the basics. So I learned at university, whereas my husband took a beginner's course. Because you need to run fencing. It sounds really weird, but even the way you move, it's not typical movement. So you need to learn that, and then you need to learn what is called parries and blocks and how to hit. So with a saber, you can hit. It's a stabbing and like thrashing weapon, so you can hit with the point and the blade. I train on Tuesdays or Thursdays, sometimes both, at University of Birmingham, but for Birmingham Fencing Club. I have a coach who sometimes I work with, and he is really, really good because he knows the difference between when I can't do something and I won't do something. So if I can't do it, he's like, it's okay. Don't worry about it. We'll try something else. If I won't get it, he's like, no, you can do it. You just don't want to do it, which is good because you should have a good relationship with your sports coach if you have one. And I have 15-minute sessions with him because after that, I'm no longer interested. And I see there's no point in teaching somebody past their attention span. I was for a while the only female saber fencer at Birmingham Fencing Club as well. I'm also the only dyspraxic one, but dyspraxia in sport, it's a weird one because in fencing, in fact, in any sport, it's not classed as a disability, but you're not fully able-bodied, are you? So I'm going to find it difficult to beat fully abled fencers, which I do find when I compete.
And then the next question's for both of you. So do you have any advice on finding and taking part in new fitness activities?
You want to go first, Charis?
Yeah, sure, Mike. Find something you're interested in and look it up. There's probably a club in your area. Like, I can't tell you every single fencing club out there. That would be ludicrous if I could. But if you're interested in fencing, for example, look it up. Before that, I did archery. I was actually captain of the Nottingham Trent archery team for a year. Before that, I was doing karate. Like, we have this American capitalized view that if you have to be good at something to do it. I'm not very good at fencing. I come in the bottom percent when I compete, but I do enjoy it, so I still do it. So don't think that you can't access something just because you're dyspraxic.
Mike, do you want to answer that question?
Totally.
Me to
Yeah. So, as mentioned earlier, if you want to know more about the dyspraxic fitness workouts that I do, the best way is to get in contact with Dyspraxic Me. And they'll basically forward on any details to me relating to that. Once that's been done, then as I say, I'll organise with an individual to do a call, as I say, to so that you can get to know me, and and obviously I can get to know yourself as well. And as I say, they happen Thursday at 7 p.m. and Sundays at 11:15 a.m. Most of the time we run it, but depending on my work, because I only get a rota every couple of weeks, there is a bit of leeway sometimes that we have to do it on a different day. But I keep people informed about that as well. So as I say, if you are interested in coming along, then please feel free to get in contact with Dyspraxia Me, and we'll get a call sorted.
Thank you. So the next question again is for both of you. What advice would you give to instructors, personal trainers, or coaches on being inclusive of dyspraxics when accessing fitness classes?
I would say that I can't speak to of all fitness instructors, but we really need to listen to their clients. We need to listen to the people that are doing the exercises, because not everyone is the same. Someone with dyspraxia may have poor balance. They might not be able to remember the exercise moves. As I say with myself, it's a very much hit workout, so high intensity interval training. But bear in mind that even though it is at high intensity, I still sort them out at like the low intensities as well. But what I would say is like if you go to a gym or anything, tell them straight off that yes, I'm dyspraxic. If they don't know about it, explain to them what dyspraxia is all about and how that affects you. And then generally, hopefully they'll get a bit of a grasp of the idea. And then, just explain that, like, look, you might have to show me like how to do that a few more times. You might have to show me, there might be certain angles. So with myself, I can't go into gym and do weights, on a bench because basically my brain tells me I've got to lift those bars straight up, but my body will go that way, which is dangerous, obviously for me, and the reason that I can't teach anything to do with weights in the gym or anything like that because it's just it's a liability. So this is why with myself I'll be very careful obviously in gyms and so forth. That's not to say that someone with dyspraxia can't do weights and things like that, but there may be an easier way of doing it, and I'd always kind of seek advice about that to make sure that you're getting the best out of your workout and not creating any injury or difficulty.
Thank you. Charis, do you want to answer that question as
Yeah.
well?
Firstly, like in terms of fencing or any personal sport, really, find a club that's going to be understanding, but don't assume they will be straight away. So most of the people at Birmingham Fencing Club, once I've told them I'm dyspraxic, once I've shared with them an article that I wrote for Dyspraxia magazine, or shared this link with them, or competed with them. So I was on a team of 3 for this thing called the President's Cup, which is a friendly. We placed 3rd, where I fenced saber. I was very open with the foilist who was with me that I was dyspraxic. They didn't really understand what that meant, but they were still very supportive of it. And I believe he did actually look it up later on because he was interested. And obviously, as I mentioned, my coach is very good with it. Like, I'll get frustrated because I'm not getting it. And he's like, it's okay, you're going to get it. And as he knows as well, like I said, when I can't get it / won't get it, because if I'm just not paying attention, he's like, no, come on, focus. If I can't get it, he's like, it's fine, we'll move on. But obviously not everybody will understand it, so if you're in an environment that's not supportive, then possibly try another environment as well.
Okay, and then we've got the final question before we open up to everyone else. And then this again is directed at both of you, but what do you enjoy about running fitness? What do you enjoy about running fitness for dyspraxics and fencing?
Shall I go first, Charles?
Yeah, sure, Mike.
Yep. I enjoy doing the fitness workouts generally because I love doing fitness. I'm very fit in myself. I do a lot of biking, a lot of walking. I've got an exercise bike which I use now and again. Obviously I want to be out and about as well. But I really enjoy doing the workouts because not only do I deliver the workouts for people in the dyspraxic community, but it also gives me a workout as well. And I'm very driven to helping people and exercising throughout fun as well. So what I really enjoy about the workouts is that I do make it fun, for everybody that comes along. So for instance, your bog standard hit training might be right. Okay, we're going to do running on the spot. We're going to then do star jumps. We're then going to do squats. What I tend to do is I do kind of like make up the own workouts, but there are also elements of fun that I put into there. So we have things like rolling a dice. So I have a dice that's basically a big foam dice with numbers on it, and we'll with all the exercises that I've got and we've written up, I'll throw that dice, and if it lands on an odd, that's the exercise that it'll do. If it lands on an even, that's the exercise that it'll do. We're also looking at doing like a spin the wheel kind of thing. So we don't know what's coming next. So it's always a bit of fun because even I don't know what's coming next as well. We've also do things like pick a number. So I'll ask basically getting people to pick a number, and then off the list of all the exercises that we do, that's the one that we do as well. And also we have the music, which I produced, and that's the kind of back into the workout. So it's very fun. We always have a laugh. If anybody, actually falls over or anything, then, we're very supportive. But if that person's having a bit of a laugh about that, then we have great banter. And as I say, it's just a pleasure to do these workouts twice weekly, and to see people exercising, keeping fit. And as I say, we also do like the casual calls, and two things that we do which make it really interesting and kind of enjoyable is we also do a Halloween special workout where people can which is completely optional. I'll be dressing up in my Halloween costume this year. I've got my costume ready. And we also do like a Christmas workout where we encourage people to come along in Christmas gear or Christmas hats or whatever. But again, it's not compulsory. But that's why I like doing these workouts, because it's we don't see it as kind of grueling tasks or anything like that. We see it as having fun, being part of a dyspraxic fitness family, and all having fun and all exercising together. And I believe that's the way that it should be. So to me, that's what makes it enjoyable, and hopefully stands out from a lot of other places as well. Over to you, Charis.
Yes, I have a very love-hate relationship with fencing personally, because I don't want to quit, but I find it very hard sometimes because of obviously the dyspraxia. Like, fencing requires a level of coordination that I don't always have. Like, once I was going forward, tripped over my own feet, hit my head on my friend's knee, then hit my head on the floor. But I then did sit up and start laughing. So I enjoy fencing because women have only been able to fence since less time than I've even been around, and I'm 26. And I like doing things that people don't think other people can do, like unconventional things. So that's one of the reasons I took up fencing. And I really enjoy like the aggression in saber, but it has to be controlled. And I've met some really good people there, like the father of my goddaughter. I met them there. And another really nice lady called Lynn, who's in her like 50s, 60s, and she really helped me when I first came into the sport because my stuff was not any good. And she lent me some of her stuff despite only having just met me. And this was at the Bristol Open. And I really enjoyed, like I said, doing the President's Cup because I was part of a team and we all really supported each other, and we actually came third. And I've really enjoyed being on the Winton Cup team for 2 years in a row. So that's a regional thing, and I fenced for the West Midlands because, again, it's that spirit of team. And I think it's a really fun sport to get involved in, but I'm not going to lie, it is rather costly. But sometimes you can borrow things from other people and things like that. Like, just because someone says you can't do something doesn't mean you don't have to do it, if that like makes any sense. But even though I said it's really hard and I find it rather frustrating and sometimes it makes me cry, if everything was easy, everybody would do it. And I'm sure as dyspraxics, we know that you sometimes learn a lot more when you lose than when you win.
Thank you both. So now I'm going to open up for other people to ask questions. What I'm going to do is stop recording, but before that I do that, I just wanted to say I put in the chat about our Dyspraxic Me's fortnightly spin classes that we're currently running at the YMCA club in Tottenham Court Road, just in case anyone's interested. So I'm just going to stop recording now.